hallway.
But we're so privileged to have those guys here every con. It's such a blessing. And anyone that has never been to a con before, and this is your first con, they're not all like this.
No.
Who's a virgin? Okay, well,
Yeah. You're not alone.
And she's never been.
Yeah, I've heard there's a lot of first-timers here again. Give yourselves a round of applause. Yeah. That's amazing.
Have you plugged your ears? Have you earmuffs for this child?
We're going to keep it very clean today.
What?
All right. They have signed waivers. My name is David Haydn-Jones, and I play Gianni Ketch on Supernatural New Jersey.
Papa Doubles.
I work in sanitation, and I'm taking out the trash. Gianni Ketch, check it out.
Johnny Ketch.
Gianni. I'm home, New Jersey. I'm back to my roots.
It's so good to have you back.
And by my roots, I mean my
You're missing a gold
appropriated cosplay that I've seen from film and TV. I'm actually Canadian, so.
When David told me he was wearing that last night, I said, that's great, because I can wear my sweatpants. So how have you been, David?
I've been fantastic at it. I'm so happy to be here.
What's been going on in your life since we last saw you on the Supernatural stage?
Just sweating in this all day. Here's the thing they don't tell you about velour in those Amazon reviews.
It don't breathe.
Just a science experiment. I'm like a chia head of sweat.
And that's the beginning.
Right
that's the beginning of the panel. Do we have a towel? You're wearing one.
I have my mop rag here. Sort of, I got the vapors. I do declare.
First day
I'll use this as my fainting couch later. Okay, good. But
are you getting hot flashes?
No, always when I'm with you, my friend. Always when I'm with you. Especially when you caress the blue velour up against your hairy chest and it attaches like Velcro.
So I had a bit of a thing happen to me the other day. This is TMI internet. I had to shave.
What?
All here. So I was moved.
Go on.
You're getting old. When you hit your 40s, like you move couches and you roll up rugs and put them on your shoulder like you think you're still 20. Like roll up. Yeah, I got this. Ooh, fuck. What was that? I did that, and hey, we were moving a rug, because you know when it gets a little warm weather, you want to move the rugs out and like get the wooden floors exposed. This is all a great story.
I love moving rugs.
So we put it in the bedroom, and then it was raining, so we put the girls in the car and we brought them for a drive. Which was not the smartest move either, because it was a really bad day. There was mist down, and I decided to take my family up the Dublin Mountains. Not safe. Not safe when you would do with a 10-foot visibility.
I love this one down here. She's like, yeah, child endangerment. I'm for it.
But anyway, so we were in the car for 2 hours. I was driving really slowly, and I got out of the car, and probably because I had my foot on the accelerator only a little bit for the whole journey, when I got out, I was like, oh, fuck, I can't walk. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor said I had a hernia. I don't have a hernia, thank God. But in preparation, you know that KT tape? Yeah. So I put KT tape down here to try and kind of keep it protected, but I had to shave the whole area. So I'm bald as a coot. And then when I was shaving, I just said, oh fuck, I might as well shave the whole thing.
As they say on the internet, pics or it didn't happen.
But I was thinking of this because you mentioned my hairy chest. I do have a hairy chest, but my wife was in the room when I was doing the shaving, and I decided to shave.
But let me tell you about other parts of my body.
Shave an H into my chest. I can't show you, it's too perverse.
Yeah, don't. Wow, he did it. You're like, it's like the scene from the 40-year-old version where he's getting his chest waxed.
Have you ever gotten a chest wax?
I have, unfortunately.
I did for a movie once, and it's the sorest thing that I've ever had. But the sorest thing about it was the fact that the person who was waxing my chest didn't tell me that I have to exfoliate for the next few days afterwards, or you're going to get something that's called ingrown hairs in your chest.
Yeah.
So on the day we were going to shoot the big naked scene, I had to get 7 ingrown hairs removed from my chest. Oh. By the makeup artist, it was like slice removed. It's fucking sore. Yeah.
How was the panel today? Oh, they talked about their rashes.
Let
me tell you about the time I had some eczema. I'll tell you what, I needed a good salve. And you want to come up to the autograph table, I'll give you some salve recommendations.
Oat milk bath.
Oat milk bath.
Or an oat bath. For like, if my baby, one of my kids has eczema.
Just sit in oats?
No, so what you do is you fill a sock full of oats.
A sock.
A sock full of oats, and you let it soak.
Okay.
Or do you let it soak? Not my department. And then you run water through it into the bath, and then that kind of makes oat milk. Am I talking shit here? I am. Okay. Yeah, you are. Keep going.
On the next episode of Home Remedies with David Adam,
we don't come here for the intelligent speak.
How to make your own oatmeal. Well, we got lines, so let's do questions.
We have lines?
We always, yeah. We always
go this side first.
Let's go this side first. Hi there.
What's your name and where do you come from?
Hey guys, I'm Amanda, and I live in Rockaway, New Jersey, so
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Actually, I got to see you guys in Vegas and fangirl with you guys over Chris Maloney.
Oh, yes, yeah.
That was a lot of fun, so I decided I had to think of an even better question this time.
Okay. No pressure.
So this time, I want to know if you guys could either star or direct in an episode of the following shows, which would you pick? Between This Is Us, Stranger Things, or Blacklist?
This Is Us.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Because
you would go for the crowd pleaser.
No, because I started my career in the 80s. I'm a kid in the 80s. And anyone who saw one of my other panels where I was raving about my epic Memorex mixtapes I'd make for my beloved ladies. Ooh, the dual cassette deck with the...
Is that the one that didn't do what you wanted her to do?
No, that was a different one. That was the Twilight one. That's traumatic. But Stranger Things, because by the way, when I let this just happen, when my Hayden Fro does its thing out of the shower, it is so Hasselhoff adjacent. It is so like if the Caucasian man, curly haired 70s, 80s, just delicious, curly, beachy look with the mustache comes back, this guy. And then I'll be like, wear some like tight white shorts and like a pink shirt, like a pink polo, no, or even better, like a Maui and Sons shirt. Yeah. Although Maui and Sons is coming back, right?
Yeah, I think
right?
so.
Everything old is new again.
Look at the state of the two of us. How would we know?
Let me tell you about some fashion choices I've made along the way.
So food with Adam and David and fashion with Adam and David. We're on a good run here. The reason I say no, I didn't say Stranger Things. The reason I said This Is Us, because I think that's the best pilot I've ever seen. I think it's just perfect. So well acted. What's his name? I can't remember his name. What? That guy. He's phenomenal. I just love watching him act, and I think Mandy Moore is fantastic. And that would be my dream because I'd love to direct something, and my dream as a director would be direct really good actors going at it in a scene. And
it's such an actor's show too.
Yeah.
It's such an acting show.
I didn't get past the second season of it, oddly enough, though, because I just thought, I don't know, I just lost a bit of
steam. Well, it's hard for us to watch everything, too, because we got to get a taste of everything, and we got to move on because we're making our own thing.
I cried a lot during This Is Us.
Yeah.
I fucking bawled my eyes out, Jesus.
Woo. Join the club. I realized who I would be, too. I would be Ken, who works at the tennis shop in the mall. My white shorts.
You're like Ken Marino.
But I would be from another dimension, and they would have to come to me for riddles. To solve the upside down? Am I close? Okay.
Do you watch Stranger Things?
I did watch the first two seasons, yeah. I loved the first season. I loved all the 80s retro kitsch that they threw in there too. So.
That's what I love about Guardians of the Galaxy as well. That's why that's my favorite Marvel franchise at the moment, is because of that was just, he's brilliant for starters. Parks and Recreation, what a fucking great show as well. I'm so sorry, I just have a really bad language, man. But is that okay?
It always sounds better coming out of an Irish accent though, right? Doesn't it?
There are some words I'm going to avoid today just because you're in the front row. How old are you? You're 15!
Oh, you're right.
Jesus Christ. You're basically an adult. And we're in Jersey.
She's heard worse.
Hello.
I hope that answers your question.
Church.
Hi,
What's your name?
my name's Whitney.
Whitney. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you doing?
Very good. Thank you.
Okay. I have a question for Adam, and I'm sorry.
I'm going to sit this one out and mop my brow.
He shot me in the fucking head. There's no apology necessary.
I love he goes from concern about the 15-year-old is like just working blue for the rest of the day. Hey, I'm working blue.
Did Mick ever find out if there are any circumstances under which Castiel sweats?
Well, I did give him my number. You know, whether he called or not, I can leave that up to your imagination. But if he did call, which he did, it's dry as a bone. Dry as a bone. I shit you not.
What's the Mick and Cass ship?
My very first sack. No,
Everyone's like, oh.
Oh, what's it called? Cass Mick.
No, it should be cack. I get a nice taste of cack right here. A little bit of Cass, a little bit of ick. It's cack. Write it, you writers of AO3. Put it together.
Okay, I think anyone that had an affair with Castiel was winning, right? Hashtag winning.
Cause you are the wind beneath my wings. Oh, it's what the people are like, no! Not our angel. You're stepping into territory here we will not abide.
Hello. I'll jump in with 2 feet.
Yeah, you will.
I don't think I can follow that.
Of course you can.
So, Mick gets killed off in the show kind of right as he's becoming a decent human being.
In your eyes.
Yeah, well, maybe. Well, that was my question. What do you think would have happened if he didn't get killed off, or what would you have liked to see?
Look, I'm sorry for repeating myself for people that have been here before, but I have always felt as an actor, you want to work. So you want to be in as much as you possibly can. And then we happened upon this show that's just, there aren't enough words or plaudits I can give it. My experience on the show and everything got to do with that. And I loved working with David, I loved working with everybody on the show. So I wanted to be in many more seasons. But as you said, like, you know, he died right when you were starting to like him. And that's perfection in writing. It's really great writing. When you start someone off at the beginning of an arc and you're like, oh, who is this guy? Oh, I'm not sure about him. Oh, wow, he's a dick. I hate him. Oh, he's not so bad. Oh, actually, he's kind of, yeah, he's nice. Oh, he's nice. He's good. And he likes the Winchesters. Oh, fuck, he's dead. So in terms of my arc, it was a great arc, and I love coming back here. I only did 6 episodes of the show, and I'm here a lot. So it's a testament to the writers, the character the writers wrote. But to answer your question, I would have liked to have seen him being like a more of a kind of a third wheel in the Winchester relationship, maybe more of the academic side of things, and helping out. And furthering their philosophy of what hunting was. I would also have liked to have a reconciliation stroke revenge on Ketch. I think it would start like the storyline would start out something like Mick is like he's got like a Rocky moment where he's like lifting weights. He's like shooting arrows at a target or something.
You got a typewriter strapped to your back, you're riding up the hill.
No, the beginning of it would be me like beating up my typewriter. You damn typewriter! Bringing me down to academia. And then I go to kill Ketch. And, you know, I wouldn't be able to do it.
It's interesting because you're the classic martyr arc, right? How many martyrs do you think over 15 seasons Supernatural has had? That nice sort of fall in love, redemption almost, and then die. Off the top of your head. A lot?
10. All of them.
It's a classic trope. It's so great. Because, who was it that said, was it Misha who said that just as about you think everything's going to go well, it all goes to shit? Yeah. Or something along those lines? Like, that's what this show does to you. You're like, everything's going to make it. Everything's going to be okay. And then it's like grayness, darkness, nuance and trouble, and that's the genius of the show.
That's why it went 15 seasons.
Exactly
you know what I mean? Like you have to be constantly reinventing yourselves and constantly building up the audience for success, and then ripping the What? The hot's out?
Yeah.
Ripping my goddamn hot's out.
Thanks for your question. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, my love. Hello.
Hi. How are you? I'm doing good. How are you?
Very well.
Cool. Okay, so I have a question, obviously. So imagine Cass and Mick are on a case together. What would y'all be hunting and why?
What would we be hunting?
PJ party setup.
Is it too obvious to say catch? Lady angels? In what sense? Like just like to you know meet up with, go for coffee? I don't know. Would like any help?
I'd watch. Keep going with catch. I like the idea.
So yeah, well to
Cass
marry these two questions.
Cass hated catch though.
Cass hated
Barely
catch.
abided him.
So like you know, like a real like what was the worst thing Cass ever done? Like a word that did he? Yeah, I mean in terms of killing something. Like what's the worst? What could he do to bring it if he really wanted to kill Catch? Burn his eyes. Burn his eyes. That's a good start. Burn your eyes, and then feed you your
Own eyes.
what? Johnson? I'll feed you your Johnson. You have burnt eyes and munching on your own. Cover your ears. Balls. And then we would get an ivory tusk and give you a colonoscopy.
You're gonna need to speak to my agent. And the offer better be really high. That's all I'm just gonna say. But I'm down. I'm down for this episode.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
no, are we talking about an episode?
I know, maybe like a standalone movie.
Thank you.
Or just one scene. Thank you. Hi.
Hey, if
Finally
you
lost
could
him.
be on the show The Originals, would you be a werewolf or a vampire?
100% werewolf. Because I was raised by wolves up in northern Canada. So I'm very dog positive. So werewolf, 100%. I could get behind that.
Okay, I might get in trouble here. Well, what's the originals?
It's a show that follows this vampire family, the Michelsons, in New Orleans, and they have to encounter like werewolves, witches, other vampires, and try to survive, and there's like family drama. It's on Netflix right now. Watch it.
Okay, I will watch it, and I will be. I'll just to play off Dave's. I will be a vampire.
Will you be a sparkly vampire from Twilight?
No, I want to be a vampire from Interview with a Vampire.
Yes.
I want to be the stat.
And rice.
Oh, watch out, Dave. You okay?
I've just been drinking. It's okay.
Pull a muscle.
I think I'm passing out from the blue suit.
Vampire.
What? So hot. So hot.
So hot. Can you do the what? Yeah. What's that song?
Chocolate and sea.
No.
I got a fever of 103. Come on, baby, do you do more than dance? I'm hot-blooded, hot-blooded. Bow, 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 bow. Everybody, I don't know what happened. It's the vapors. It's the vapors. Give us some sassafras.
There's a lot of water here.
I need a mint julep.
Hello.
Hi, friends.
Hello, ladies.
Okay, I feel kind of bad because I feel like
You're wearing a fabulous dress. How can you feel bad?
Thank you.
That was
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
Gorgeous.
I've gotten more compliments on this dress today than I ever have in my life. Thank you so much. Okay, so I feel bad though because I feel like I know David's answer to this question. Okay. But play along. What is something from this show that will haunt you until the day that you die?
I think I know what you know you think you know about my haunting Mick Haunterton. But Adam's first.
The girl that I had to kill in the hospital bed. Because like Mick was he's quite a sensitive chap. and that was really hard for him. And the reaction of the Winchesters at that point in the season, where he was really trying to, be true to himself and be true to what he believed in, as well as he was starting to crack and turn a little bit away from his brainwashing, his Kendricks, not Hendrix, not the gin, his Kendricks brainwashing. So yeah, that kid, and she was young as well, even the actor. So it was tough.
I was very mad at him personally.
You what?
I was very mad at him personally.
I know. So I can understand why. I can understand why. But did I win you over?
Yeah.
Okay. Hell yeah. David.
So
Mary blew you off?
I'm going to do answer this in 2 parts. The actor, the David Haydn-Jones, the actor, is haunted by the fact that I hadn't gotten my motorcycle license yet, and I didn't get to do my own bike riding, so I'm going to solve that this summer. Yeah.
But he wouldn't. But there is a caveat to that. He wouldn't have gotten it anyway because the helmet wouldn't fit on his head.
This is a true story, which many of you know already. But I think if I'm going to do like the old 70s talk show, and you pull out the card and you write on the marker, it's going to be Chupacabra. And anyone here who calls himself a Supernatural fan, if you have not seen the Chupacabra blooper video from season 12, run, don't walk to your next Google station. What am I, 78? Let me tell you something about the Google station. You put in some words, some digits. I don't know how it happens, but the universe says, here's a funny video of cats and the tiki-talkies. You go look at some comedy on the interweb.
Yeah, but don't worry, you'll never live on the internet forever.
Oh, yeah, no, it's, yeah, so, did I get it right?
Yeah, you did.
Chupacabra?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Hi. Hello.
Hello. First, I have to say that I am obsessed with Dear Santa. My partner and I watch it every year.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate
In that movie.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to
first.
me. That was my first Christmas movie.
I love it. It's so great.
Thank you so much.
My question is, if you and Adam had a day with the Impala, where would you go? What do you think you would do with the Impala?
Oh, can we take it to Ireland?
We can take it to Ireland.
Let's take it to Ireland.
We'll go to the Cliffs of Moher.
Would you?
Well, first of all, we have to drive by Jensen's or by Dean's house and pull some we'd steal it from outside the house. Pull some donuts, is what we call them in Ireland when you just do what do you call them here, donuts? Yeah. Pull some donuts. Yeah. Give them flip up the bird. It's not bring it, and then just drive off.
Pull some donuts is not a thing. Is it a thing?
I've driven the Impala.
Have you really?
Yeah.
When?
Well, I've driven that A1. The one they bring them to the cons. I took it out for a burn one day and sent Jensen the video.
Does Jensen have an Impala? Does he have one of them?
Yeah.
He does?
Yeah. So we can actually go and do this for real. We can go to Jensen's house,
Go to Austin,
steal the Impala,
put it on an old mid-century schooner, and 6 weeks over to Ireland.
yeah, send it to
That'd be fun. I would.
And then, you know how many people get photos of a little doll everywhere they go, and they post it? We can just send Jensen a photo of us, fornicating on the car. I mean, I don't know where.
Why? Why do you have to share our secret life? It's private.
Just sliding on in the back. Well, you would.
Hey, you know what? You've got an H in the middle. Can I do D and J on the other side?
Yeah!
He's mine, ladies.
D on one cheek.
Oh my God! That's just I don't. I was gonna say that just reminded me of something. Oh, the brain is a mysterious organ, isn't it? I'm talking about other mysterious organs. Hey, listen. What? So Adam and I, we were both girl dads, and we're just loving being dads together, and we're telling stories. But this is a cute story because my daughter, I don't know where she got this, and I swear to God, I Googled it. I asked her if she had seen it from a movie, and she doesn't lie. She's really honest. But she said she just made it up once. She's like, Daddy, did you ever get a wedgie in your chocolate holder? like,
in your chocolate?
and I think because 2 weeks later she had, it happens to all our kids at some point, doesn't it? The schoolyard, little rhymes.
Yeah.
But she had delved into the world of milk lemonade.
What's that?
Milk, lemonade, round the corner chocolate's made. Fudge. Or, and she said, then she comes up and she goes, hey Dad, I have a cool version. Because she just learned about cover songs. I told her what a cover song was. She's like, I have a cover of milk, lemonade. And she's like, milk, lemonade, round the back Nutella's made.
Tame from the schoolyard ones that I grew up with.
Well, you're
Bang Rosie? No.
Well, there's 15-year-olds in the front row.
No, but this actually, no, it's not appropriate. They're like, no!
But like, please feel free. I Googled it. I swear I tried to find it from any media because I was like, oh, she heard that from someone. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Bang, bang, Rosie. Rosie bangs all day. Who's gonna bang for Rosie when Rosie goes away? Rosie had a dog. His name was Diamond Dick. She often saw his diamond, but never saw his bang, bang. It goes like that. So it was like... And there was many other verses that are... That was the most clean verse I could think of.
Hey kids, if you like Chocolate Holder, you'll love a bestiality song. We always start up so nice. It's always pleasant and oh.
We gotta get shaken.
Are your parents here?
I blame the blue suit.
You can take a swing at me if you want. That's okay. Take a swing at him, actually.
Thank you for offering me as tribute.
Hello. Let's see if we can clean this up.
Hi. My question to you guys would be, if you guys were Sam and Dean, which one would be Sam, which one would be Dean, and how would you guys act together?
Well, I'd be a nice mixture of the two. All the handsome bits from Sam and all the handsome bits from Dean. No, I think I would be Sam for sure. Yeah, if we as people, not as our characters. I would be definitely more of a Dean, and he'd be more of a Sam.
Because I'm just like, one of the great things that I loved about Jared in between takes is like he's such and I say this in the most beautiful way, he's such an intellectual nerd. He loves wordcraft and puzzles and riddles and stuff. So we were constantly doing riddles and etymology and all that sort of stuff. And we were like, and then Jensen would come up and be like, nerds. I'm like, this is art imitating life right now. Like, what's happening here?
And me and Jensen being the other side of the stage laughing and pointing at them.
Drinking whiskey.
Oh, yeah. Real men.
Why do you solve science problems?
We're talking about football over here.
We're gonna shoot some stick while you make your potions.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as biochemistry. Yeah. So there you go. Hi.
Hi. If there was a supernatural spin-off based on mental letters and you had to work together to take them down, like
take down Kendricks?
No, like the mental letters, like get them away because of their bad tactics. Because towards the end, you both.
So if we turned on the Men of Letters, if like Ketch lived and he was alive, and if we were to turn on the Men of Letters,
you guys had to take down the Men of Letters.
By the way, epic spin-off. Let's just be honest. I think that would be.
We talked about this before. We were like, I wanted the idea of what would the global Men of Letters look like if they became a unified group. Like you'd have Japan, Brazil, Australia, Canada, you know, Canadian Men of Letters.
Hey, I'm sorry. No, Mr. Werewolf, you're okay. Yeah, just go over here. Sorry.
Yeah. So we're trying to make up with Sasquatch, eh? So we just took him a 2-4 beer and we just said, hey, let's take it easy. We don't have to fight each other. Let's just give it a hug and have some beers and some chodes around the fire, right?
And have some Nutella.
Go to Timmy Ho's and get a double-double and we'll call it a night, right? Do you have Timmy Ho's in Jersey yet? Has it made its way down? Tim Hortons? No.
The coffee.
Vermont has it?
The coffee is
New York,
good, actually.
But not New Jersey? You got Timmy Ho's in New York, but not New Jersey.
New York.
But I think we would actually, to answer your question, it would be a fun double agent thing. where we would work from the inside, don't you think?
Yeah.
Would that be a good way to do it?
Yeah, and like I think the first port of call would be to kill Dr. Hess. Would be like,
Because you were close to being a double agent, right? Like if you had lived,
I
you
was
would have
on
found
the
the
way
way to being that. Yeah.
I think that would have been, to answer the question even better than someone asked, well, what would happen to Mick? I think that's exactly, he would have tried to because he would have felt bad for all his brethren, even people like yourself, and Lady Bevel and everyone else that came through the horrible institution that was Kendrick's. And I suppose that's what he would do. He would try and get back in there. He would execute Dr. Hess in the most insane way possible.
Do you think you could deprogram Ketch like Ketch tried to program Mary? Do you think there's a way out of the brainwashing?
Well, I think by the end of by the end of the show, although he didn't have a heart, you kind of had a heart. You know what I mean?
Well, I had a heart and then I didn't have a heart.
Yeah, you had a heart and you didn't have a heart. Yeah, but I think you know what did you say that you're one of your last lines about the friends?
Yeah, I love that. My favorite little line that sort of got me a little bit in my feels on the day.
Yes,
with all the backstory was when he gets out of the hospital bed and he goes, I have to see my friends. And I think that's the first time that he's ever known what friendship is.
Oh, and Tex. He's an asshole. No, but I think I honestly, so to answer your question, I think Mick would have tried to kind of infiltrate that side of you, whether it would have worked or not. Hey, listen, we're the writers. We can do whatever we want.
Well, and you'd be like, we're gonna get some really nice therapy, Ketch, twice a week, and some hugs.
I might have to it might have started off with a big fight where you're getting the better of me, and then I had to trick you and then cage you, and feed you nice things and play like the sound of music.
Like I'm naked in my own filth.
No, I don't put clothes on you. A nappy. I put a nappy, a diaper.
Like a man diaper.
A miper on you. And then I'd have you in a cage, and Clockwork Orange. Yeah. Have you seen that movie, Clockwork Orange?
And you do the eyelids and the deprogram.
So they show you all the war and stuff, but I would show you nice things. Nice. Like the Teletubbies and
like in My Pretty Pony and Rainbow Dash. And
yes, My Little Pony. I love that. Or Care Bears. Remember the Care Bears? Care Bears, scare. And then you would go, you wake up one day and you're like, oh my God, fluffy clouds. Oh, life is great.
And then he comes out and he's cured and catches a furry.
Yeah, you're a furry. You were in my head right there. Like a big
I just looked at myself. I'm like, easy, Jones. You're a partial furry right now in your little cosplay.
There's a lot of explaining going on in your house.
Okay, there we go.
Lisa, how are you, love? Was it this side? No, it's this side. Yeah, this side. Lisa, how are you, love?
Question for each of you. David, when Asmodeus and Ketch had their fight, did you get in the harness so you could be thrown around, or was that your double? And
so, yes, the only two things I didn't get to do in all of my fights, and I was really happy to be able to do most of them, they would not let me go through a table. That was the harness. I did have some harness stuff. No, there was three. So I got thrown against a wall, like one of those the pole ones where they get thrown, and then two through a tables, and all of that had to be doubled. And that's just if anything goes wrong, the reason why stunt people are there is so you can do the rest of the show.
You can keep acting.
Because if you get hurt doing one of those things, it screws the whole schedule up.
They let me do. Because my last night filming was that big scene with Dagon, and my stunt double. He was awesome. He's standing there and he does a backflip from this backflip and lands on his back on purpose.
He's got the full plate, right?
He's got the tortoise kind of shell thing. Yeah. So he landed on that. But so before he did that, I was like, you know what? I can probably take care of this stuff myself. And I get blown into the side of Baby and fall off the back of Baby, and I did it twice. I was like, oh, I'm fine. No, honestly, I'm okay. I had a bruise down my ass the next day.
And that's and that's the thing too. You're shooting at night in Vancouver, right? There's something about the Vancouver cold with the saltwater air that just gets into your bones when you're shooting in the winter up there. It's just so doing physical activity like that, you must have just felt so. I've never been so sore in my life though, because your adrenaline is riding so high, and especially the one with Jensen, the final Dean Ketch fight in the library there. I was walking funny for 2 days.
That's our weekend in Paris.
Yeah, well, Oh, Adam. Discretion, sir, discretion. Yes, Lisa.
Was the time you got hurt worse filming for Mama Bear or somewhere else?
So I did. Some of you might not know Matt Cohen, one of our great friends, and used to come to the cons all the time. Unfortunately, his job doesn't allow it, but you'll get to meet him. Those of you who didn't meet him yet. He directed this short called Mama Bear, which both of us were in. And Richard Spate, and Brianna, and Kim, and Jim Beaver, and
Matt directed the F out of it.
he directed.
So great.
If you haven't seen Mama Bear, seek it out. Is it still not available?
I think it is. I don't think it is, yeah.
We'll I'll find out and post it on Twitter or something. But we did this. I tried this big fight scene with Matt's wife, Mandy, and she kicks the shit out of me for the whole thing. And but in the rehearsal for it, they had the camera really close because we were doing it on what's called a oneer. So it's one shot. If you ever watch a film or a TV show and you don't see any cuts, don't cut from me, then cut to David. One shot. It makes it really hard to film because you can't make any mistakes and everything has to be pre-planned. It's like a big dance. And so we were rehearsing it with the camera, and on a camera you've got these two poles that stick out the front of the camera, like that. And it's to put the matte box on to hide, to protect it from like glaring light like that. Anyway, probably too much detail. But anyway, these two poles are sticking out like that, and I have Mandy on the ground, and I'm about to break a bottle over her head, and but she gets me with a punch, and so she punches me, and I move my head, and my head went right into the side of the pole of the camera. I busted my head open. Now, when you're filming a big blockbuster movie, you've got endless time and endless amounts of money. You don't, but you have a lot more than when you're filming a low-budget short with all your buddies. And so I look up and I see Matt's face, and he's like, "Oh, fuck." You can still film, right? You can still go. You can still go on. And luckily, in that scene, I did get the shit kicked out of me quite considerably, so it worked. So they covered it up for the beginning, and then as we were doing the scene, it kind of opened up and it had real blood going down my face as well as the fake blood. So it really did work. So Lisa, yes, wherever you are. That was possibly the sorest I have ever been on.
Because your adrenaline takes over too, so you're doing all this physical thing and you're throwing yourself into things. So it's like it's as close to a real fight without the actual battle damage. And you got the real battle damage. So your adrenaline's here, and then it's when the adrenaline drops, like your whole system is out of whack for a couple days, as well as not feeling all the exertion you actually did. By the way, you killed it in that, man.
Thanks,
you killed it. So good.
It's great fun. Thank you, Lisa. Hi. Hello.
Hi. Bit of a side note. Kid in the front who's 15. I'm 15 too. You're not alone.
Sorry.
You're good. My dad has a worse mouth than both of you combined.
Is he here?
Well, he's in the hotel, but I have a same amount of language as him sometimes. Anyways, if you guys could kind of do like a French mistake episode with Ketch and Mick, what do you think they would do first in this world, and what would you guys do if you were in the Bridgman letters and had access to all the infantry and armory?
So this is where, in the French mistake, the characters came into the real world, right? And it was like it wasn't the Freaky Friday, but it was like they're out in the world of the acting world, and so you see them on set, right? Well, I think Ketch would be amazed at how many arms he could get in America just going down to your house of guns. He'd be like, I like it here, it's quite lovely. Oh, and I can actually shoot real bullets. Huzzah! And then I think there's places in Vegas and Texas where you can shoot bazookas and crazy ass firearms. So I think it would be a Ketch roadshow, he'd rent himself a nice car, a black car, and plays jazz, and then go shoot shit. It'd be like gun tourism for Ketcheroo. But he would realize that very quickly in the real world, you can't kill people without the FBI and the CIA getting looking for it. Right?
I think Mick would be pleasantly surprised with the wokeness of the world. I think it would in today's world at least. I think it would warm his heart to know that the world is trying to fix itself. Now, it may not look like that now to us, but to put a positive spin on it, let's say that Mick would be pleasantly impressed and also delighted that there really weren't any monsters hanging around. Yeah. It's like, oh, It's just...
You don't watch enough Netflix true crime series. There's monsters everywhere. Sorry, that got weird. I apologize. Like, enjoy yourself, by the way.
And then if we were looking for you for filming, it'd be like, well, where's David Hayward's catch for filming? You'd be like, oh no, he's in Vegas. We just gotta drive to Vegas and find him.
He's driving a tank right now.
Driving a tank
outside of Vegas.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to meet each other, right? Is that had happened in the French Mistake? That they
was it the French Mistake where they met the actors met the characters?
Or did they never meet up? They're always like...
They did meet up. They met Misha.
They write. And Misha's doing a parody of himself as Misha Collins, as the celebrity. Yeah, that's great. It's a great episode. One of my favorites. Yeah, it's a great question, but it's like, it's just like if I met Ketch, I would be terrified. And then I'd be like, there's this guy on my Christmas movie that's murdering the whole crew. Maybe like this weird Christian...
Your Hallmark career would be in the toilet.
Caper, that's what I mean. They were like, this Christmas movie's going horribly. What is happening? There's so much murder. And he'd be like, this week on Hallmark's Mysteries of Movies, or whatever it is.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, don't start with that. Thank you, great question. Really got the gears going.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, this question's for David.
Hi. What's about time you got one?
I'm sorry, I love you, Adam, but this one's for David. So a couple years ago, you did State Farm commercials as a sport agent.
Yes.
How would you imagine Ketch as a sports agent?
Well, it was interesting because...
he's no Jerry Maguire, that's for sure.
Well, it was so interesting because the look was so similar. Like, it was sort of... It was kind of nice because Ketch, I don't know if you football fans here or watch a lot of football like 2 years before the pandemic.
Come on, do you know the Supernatural fan?
But yeah, I did this character named Gabriel, who's basically like the sad, vulnerable, but very enthusiastic version of Ari from Entourage. And he was this kind of douchebag sports agent, but he's like, he just really wanted to be liked by Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, so he's like trying to be the super agent. But if Ketch was in that role, it would just be a lot of silence. It would just be a lot of, hello, Aaron. How are you? Oh, you're choosing your State Farm agent over me. He shall die.
I think you probably would have killed Aaron Rodgers.
And people were like, and State Farm would be like, why is our market share plummeting right now?
Okay, quickly, we have one more.
Mine's really funny. In the event that Ketch and Mary were on a date and Mick was third wheeling, what would happen?
Mick would be getting laid that night.
All I have to know is who's the meat in that sandwich.
No, you'd be going home alone. She already red carded you, didn't she?
She kind of did.
Well,
There you go.
so that's what, in my mind, what would happen. Oh, we've got more questions. I'm sorry, guys. We'll leave them for tomorrow. We're back tomorrow and we can answer some more.
Hopefully. Thank you guys for all of it.
Thank you so much, Jerry.